The Wellbeing Radio app brings you fast and easy access to all of our content. Users can enjoy expert opinions, talk shows, relaxation music, mindfulness, meditations, and so much more. Our app has exclusive content including competitions, courses, and access to our founders' innovative Yoga Nidra sound journey, fused with binaural beats. Download the app now, available on iOS and Android. Wellbeing Radio, audio for mind, body, and soul.
Hey, and welcome. This is Iona Russell. I'm back with you on Shine On Wellbeing Radio, audio for mind, body, and soul. And I'm here with episode 5 of my show, Shine On. I'm an international author, speaker, transformational coach, and clinical hypnotherapist. And in today's show, we're going to be talking about reevaluating and resetting your mindset. And I'm sharing real talk, tips and techniques to activate freedom from within your soul so you can live a life of purpose and live your legacy now. And my show is no fluff and no BS because, who's got time for that? And we want to live these fulfilling, beautiful lives, and we get to do it. We get to drop the BS. Now, I'm referring to that limiting belief system. Let's just drop it. So the definition of reevaluate is to consider or examine something to make changes or form a new opinion. So are you ready to make changes? Are you ready to start where you are and grow from there? We all get to reset. There's no time. There's no time limit to this, is what I'm saying. And we get to start today. It's like that saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago or 100 years ago, and the next best time is now. And so we get to look back at a whole bunch of areas around reevaluating our mindset and resetting it. And today I'm going to be covering beliefs, gratitudes, intention, and who do you want to be, what do you want to do, and what do you want to have? Because we get to choose, we really do. And I know I've been covering a lot of that in the last few shows. And today we're going to be talking about the second gateway to inspired success from my 5 Portals program. And this stage, this is called reevaluate. Hence why I've already been talking about reevaluation. And we get to do it. So what is your present mindset? Oh, actually, before we continue, I want to mention in the last show, I mentioned The Artist's Way, which is an amazing book about tapping into your creative magic source. Okay. The thing is I said the book was by Julia Childs. I was getting muddled up. That's Julia Childs, who writes all the cookery books. The Artist's Way is actually by Julia Cameron. It's absolutely fantastic, and it talks about a lot of the creative aspects. And it's not just for writers, it's for any of us who are creative thinkers and outside the box goal setters, I guess, because we're not trying to fit into the box of what society's told us. We already know that that's not what we want to do. We already know we don't fit into that box. So I highly recommend the book, and I just wanted to correct that. So moving on with today's show. When people think of mindset, I'm not just talking meditation, because that's when we get to sort of mindfulness. Really, what is your mindset? What are the thoughts that you're having? And are they empowering or disempowering? Now, I don't like to talk about thoughts as negative or positive, because if we start making things bad, negative, then that brings in a whole bunch of negative connotations, I guess. So what I'm trying to say is I'm stumbling over my words today. What I mean is look at the thoughts that are empowering or disempowering and see what you're putting most of your attention into. Is it making you do better, be better? Or are they holding you back, self-sabotaging? Are you repeating outdated cycles of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I can't do this, who am I to do that? Like, let's get off that hamster wheel. And we talked a little bit about the hamster wheel or the track that you're on in previous shows. But what I mean is, let's decide the thoughts we want to have. So when you catch yourself, it's about not becoming attached to those disempowering thoughts. Just allow them to be. Notice what you notice about them. And it's about not holding on to them and celebrating the empowering thoughts you have and not becoming attached to the disempowering. Because there's some crazy research out there. I have no idea how people come up with these numbers. But did you know that we have a new thought on average about every 1.2 seconds? That's crazy. Every 1.2 seconds, we're having a new thought. And there's some research done by Maryland University where they're saying that 95% of our thoughts each day are a repetition of the day before. So that's crazy. So if your thoughts are generally disempowering, then you're rethinking those thoughts day in, day out, repeating on that hamster wheel, go round and round and round. And then they also say that I believe it's 85% of those thoughts, on average, 85% of those thoughts are negative. And I know, like I share that I really love numbers and maths. For somebody who's so intuitively and spiritually guided, I just love numbers because it kind of puts it into perspective and it makes it tangible. Even if the numbers sound completely far-fetched and out there, but it gives us something to go, oh, wow, if I'm thinking 95% of my day, I'm repeating the thoughts. That's why change can take such a long time. That's why we have to actively choose to reset our mindset. So how does that sound to you? Like just paying attention to whether your thoughts are empowering or disempowering. That's all I'm suggesting you do. Just that action alone starts to help you make changes, make steps to improving and elevating your way of thinking. And if we do the maths, I believe it's like, depending on which research you look at, the average number of thoughts throughout the course of the day, it seems to range from 40,000 to 80,000. That's a lot of thoughts. So regardless of where you fit in on that repetition of thoughts, you don't want to be thinking that many disempowering thoughts. We want to make change. We want to improve our lot in life. We want to grow. We want to improve our business, our relationships within our families, relationships within business. We want to improve our health. We want to improve our mental well-being, our spiritual practice, whatever it is. So we get to make positive changes by just observing these thoughts. And after, we're going to have a wee break. And after the break, the song rather, I'm going to come back and talk to you about beliefs and gratitude and intention setting. So I have a lot to cover in the last sort of half of the show. So we're going to go into the break and we're going to listen to El Presidente by Basio. and welcome back. So we were talking about mindset before the break and just the fact that we're always thinking. And so are we thinking empowering thoughts or disempowering thoughts? And the next step in this is our beliefs. So as I mentioned before, you know, those beliefs we have, I'm not good enough, who am I to do that? And all those thoughts, whose are they? Those are beliefs. That's what we make our decisions based on in life. I can't do that. I shouldn't do that. Or money doesn't grow on trees, or money is the root of all evil. These are beliefs that we're reinforcing again and again every day. So we need to change that so we can change the path, the trajectory of our life so that we're not self-sabotaging. And you will find that the majority of your beliefs are formed by the age of 8. So if you think about it, all those beliefs, those unknown thought systems, beliefs, behaviors that we've picked up from within our families, our peer group, the social and economic environment we grow up in, it's around about, they say, 85% of our beliefs are picked up by the age of 8. So you're making adult decisions based on a belief that you got when you were like just a wee young boy or girl. And so you get to look at whose beliefs these are. And these can be like generational and just be passed on unintentionally. So you get to choose and you get to change the generational limiting beliefs. And you get to have empowering beliefs because these are yours. So it's really important that you start to look at what your beliefs really are and dig deep into those. And our beliefs, we can change them with some simple actions. And this is where I want to get into discussing gratitude and setting your intention. Because this is how you get to rewire and let go of the limiting beliefs. And it's through repetition. It's through telling yourself these new beliefs that you want to embody. And so if we look at, if you've got my book, Making Waves, if not, I'm going to read it out to you. But on page 26, I'm going to read a quote first. It's by Germany Kent. It's a funny thing about life. Once you begin to take note of the things you are grateful for, you begin to lose sight of the things that you lack. Like, how awesome is that? So we get to choose. So what you focus on, you get more of. So if we're looking at the world positively, being grateful for everything we have, we start to get more of that. And you start to notice less the things you don't have, unless you're focusing on what you don't have. And you're focusing on the things you want from a neediness point of view. Like, we're allowed to have dreams and aspirations that we're heading towards. But to have that with that neediness is different. So something I invite you to do every single day is practice gratitude. Wake up in the morning and have your first thoughts be about gratitude, the things you're grateful for. And it doesn't matter how small it is. It's like seeds that you plant and grow, and they will blossom and flourish. It can be, I'm grateful for these clean sheets. It doesn't matter what it is, but as you develop this into your daily routine, your daily habits, your gratitudes will grow and increase. And it's great to come back to this at the end of the day and see what you're grateful for. What have you learned that day? Even if you feel like you've had a crappy day, what have you learned? Find the gratitude in the lessons that you've learned, the challenges you've overcome. And celebrate them. Because this helps you start to set up your intention of how you want to be and who you want to be and how you want to show up in the world and what your contribution is. So gratitudes can be, as simple as being grateful for that cup of coffee, or as in-depth as celebrating the gratitudes within the relationships around you. Or, there's nothing too small or too big to be grateful for, but coming really from a place of gratitude from deep within your heart, that's where the magic is. And this is where it gets to unfold and increase exponentially. The secret to gratitude, though, this is the secret that a lot of people leave out of when they talk about the law of attraction and manifestation, is that the secret to gratitude is to feel it. Truly feel it. Feel it rather than making a statement. It's like, I liked my coffee. I'm grateful I had that lovely cup of coffee. like really feel it, like how grateful you are. How much do you enjoy that moment of having that cup of coffee? How much do you enjoy that moment of watching the dog run across the field? Feel the feels. That's the secret in this, because by feeling the feels, you're tuning into that vibration, those atoms, the molecules within your body, and then your body gets to recognize, oh, this is what it is to feel good. Oh, this is what it is to feel excitement, joy, like true gratitude. And then you start to look for that, because we go for what is familiar with us. We go for what we know. And our beautiful unconscious mind is always going to steer us towards what we know, what's familiar, because it wants to keep us in that comfort zone. It wants to keep us safe. And you and I, we both know, it's just our little secret though, that growth, excitement, magic happens outside the comfort zone. So we get to go to the edge, and we get to keep going to that edge. So by training our brain to look for and appreciate gratitudes, and then consciously be aware and celebrate them, we're going to get more of that. I mean, that's just the way it is. We've seen misery loves company, so the opposite must be true. And with this, you then get to start and also set your intention for how you want to be, what you want to do, and what you want to have. And I have an amazing meditation that I share with my clients about setting the intention of how you want to be, so that you're really embodying it. And the secret to this, again, is to feel it. It's not like, oh, well, I want to be productive today. I want to be happy today. It's like, feel what that feels like. What does that feel like on a molecular level? And feel that in every cell of your body, like deeply, deeply. And then you get to amplify that. That's what you want to pay attention to, because what you want to do, what you're grateful for, your beliefs are different to everybody else's. We're all individuals. And so it's really important that you tune into what's relevant for you, not what everybody else thinks you should or shouldn't do, who you should or shouldn't be. I mean, let's get you resetting back to who you were before society told you who you should be. Let's get you back to your beautiful, magnificent self, because as I've said before, I absolutely believe that we are born beautiful, magnificent, confident, miraculous beings. And you get to go back to that. Let's get rid of all the BS that's been holding us back and keeping us small. Because this is what I want for everybody. And this is what I love to, well, with everybody that I come across, with all my clients. And it's not about just doing it in one area of your life. It's not about just being happy personally, or happy in your relationship, or only happy at work, or in the business you're creating. I'm telling you, it's across the board, because how we do any one thing is how we do everything. And if we're out of balance and we're just putting all our attention into one area of our life, then something else is out of balance. It's out of whack. And we get to have this beautiful, easy flow in life, so that everything is a balance. Now, I'm not saying everything's going to be an equal 50-50 balance across the board. It's more about finding the balance that's right for you. That's all. So going forward, you get to decide what it is you want. So examine what your thinking is, where your beliefs are coming from, and start celebrating, being grateful, sharing your gratitudes for that day with a partner, starting a gratitude journal, and set your intentions for how you want to be, because this is where the magic is. And everything I talk about in all my shows, that all ties into one great, big, beautiful, magnificent package. And that package is you. But you're not square, and you're not going to be stuffed into a box. So let's celebrate you in all your magnificence. So thanks for listening today. And to find out more about working with me or any of my upcoming online workshops, you can contact me at ionarussell.com. And if you want to just book a discovery call, there's links there, and there's links on the Wellbeing Radio website. And obviously, as I've said before, I'm on all the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. And you can email me at iona@wellbeingradio.co.uk. And so go forward celebrating what you're grateful for. From my heart to yours, let go, love it, and live it. It's time for you all to shine on and shine bright.
Wellbeing Radio, audio for mind, body and soul. Online, on demand, on the go. Make sure you visit our website, wellbeingradio.co.uk.